Do you fancy a road trip? How about coming along with me to Leakey's bookshop, one of my favourite bookshops in Inverness. Once you get to the building, it's beautifully old, and it's the old church hall. It's all saying, "Come in and buy me, buy me." So eventually, of course, you turn in at the door, and when you get in, just even in the hall a bit inside, there are 2 floors you can see, and they're connected by a spiral staircase and a log fire, which you can hardly get to because of all the people who are videoing it. And there are books arranged by subjects. As you can see, and you look around you, the books are surrounding you, and you've got 2 whole floors of them to enjoy. They're mostly arranged by subject, and you've got some beautiful old book spines to look at as well. Something that I particularly enjoyed was in the fiction ranged by A to Z of paperback downstairs. I found that 2 of my favourite authors were placed together, P.G. Wodehouse and Virginia Woolf. Going upstairs, I got involved in the hardback fiction, which is laid out amply. There's also books and art, which is, of course, where I spend a lot of my time. We were there for about an hour, and it seemed like 5 minutes. So what did I bring back from my excursion? I brought back Courage by P.G. Wodehouse, an old book, and with dated inscriptions inside. Lets me know that this is a nice old book, and it has a history before even I came across it. First sentence, Courage. "Laddie," said Stanley Featherstone Haw, Courage, that much-enduring man, helping himself to my tobacco and slipping the pouch absently into his pocket. "Listen to me, you son of Belial." The second book I got was The Reader's Companion to the 20th Century novel, which has been compiled and edited by Peter Parker and Frank Kermode. Peter Parker not being, of course, the Spider-Man. And inside, the contents are arranged by year. You get a little bit of detail about what was happening in that year in terms of history, political events, and then it lists the main books. Now, what I find really exciting about this was that I already have another book, which is Films to See Before You Die. They're also arranged by year, so I felt it would be helpful to put these together and look at a specific year. Very often the novels are adapted into films in the year or 2 following, so there's a kind of overlap of information between the 2. And putting these 2 different media together, I thought would be a fascinating way of looking at what's been happening in media in this particular century, in the 20th century, which of course we're now looking back on. And how interesting to see how the stories are told with pictures, with movement, with sound. And if I'm getting a book on the 20th century literature, you can bet I'm going to get a book on art of the 20th century. Varieties of Modernism, edited by Paul Wood. The interesting thing about this is that it's varieties of modernism. There's many books about modern art, modernism, but it divides them up into different categories. We've got surrealism, art in America, abstract expressionism, realism, high modernism, minimalism, vernacular modernism, and Andy Warhol, The Factory. And finally, an absolutely fascinating book, Snapshot, Painters and Photography, Bonnard to Vuillard. And this is based on an exhibition. And I have learnt to buy books that are written for an exhibition, catalogues, because there's not many printed. They go out of print really quickly. And this is a fascinating insight into people who are pretty well known as painters and how they also use photography to give themselves ideas and composition and then to take those ideas and make them into amazing paintings. It's a subject that's not spoken about very much, and this book was just too good to not buy, and I don't regret buying it. It's got hours of looking and thinking in it. It's very well researched because it was written for a catalogue. It's got so much information, and I just will find so much from it, and also I'm hoping it'll be a springboard of ideas for doing some painting and giving me layouts and particular shapes and ideas. So those are my books. I'm looking forward to getting time to read them. And as a bonus and a happy footnote, I also found a place that served gorgeous scones, ones you could bite into and delight and taste, that didn't just explode on you. Coffee Affair in Inverness comes recommended, as does Inverness itself. It's rather beautiful.